Um, Welcome to our wonderful WAICU reps, as well as our excellent counselors who are here with us today for our virtual school counselor workshop. I really appreciate everyone showing up today for this meeting. We at WAICU are definitely interested in exploring how we can, use this virtual space to connect with counselors more. So we'd love your feedback about today once our event is over, and how much sort of useful information you were able to get and how our reps found this experience as well. Um, my name is Leah Stoyer. I am the Director of Outreach at WAICU. So typically with our school counselor workshops, I'll just sort of start things off by giving a brief intro to Wisconsin's private colleges, just sort of like a bird's eye view, and then we will let our awesome reps tell you a little bit more about each of their institutions. On our program today, we also have a fantastic person from financial aid from Viterbo, who will give our counselors a little bit of the lay of the land in terms of what's coming for financial aid this year, and important information that you can pass on to your students that are applying to these great colleges. So I will go ahead and get us started here. We are the Wisconsin Association of Independent Colleges and Universities. And we're really happy to be able to give you a little bit more information about what it's like at a WAICU college. These are really great options, particularly for your students that will thrive with a little bit more personalized attention in the classroom, really feeling part of a close-knit campus community. And we'll kind of go over what these options can offer. So across the board, there are 23 private nonprofit colleges and universities in Wisconsin. We have about 53,000 students across all these campuses. In terms of where these students are coming from, about 58% are coming from in-state in Wisconsin. So we keep on promoting these options for higher ed to our in-state students as well as beyond the state. There are a ton of different experiences that a student can get across the private colleges, which you'll definitely see today. So urban, suburban, rural, we've got colleges that are right smack in the middle of large cities versus colleges that are connected to more rural or suburban communities. So I really encourage you to think about, where your students are going to learn best and where they'll see themselves succeeding, because there are a lot of diverse options amongst these colleges. In the classroom, just kind of across the board, the smaller size of Wisconsin's private colleges allows them to be really student focused. So from working with admissions staff through that college search process, planning a schedule with an advisor, taking classes, the one thing that you can expect across the board is just a really personalized approach on these campuses. We offer over 470 academic programs across the board. Most of them are direct admit, meaning that once you're admitted to the college, you are admitted to, say, the School of Nursing or the School of Communications. You're not sort of reapplying again to be in the academic program of your choice. The average class size is about 16 students, so possibly even smaller than some of your students might find in their high school classes. And the thing that we emphasize most as well is the emphasis on interactive hands-on learning. So learning by doing rather than reading from a textbook, listening to a lecture. At a private college in Wisconsin, you would very rarely find sort of a huge lecture class or a teaching assistant, a TA. A lot of these colleges are placing a premium on students learning directly from a professor in a small classroom environment or an industry professional. Outside the classroom, we have a ton of options across the private colleges for your students to sort of enrich their campus experience, from arts to Greek life to religious affiliation. Um, we have a lot of community service and leadership opportunities, and some really cool study abroad opportunities that you may hear about today as well. Um, Particularly study abroad opportunities that are program specific. So for instance, biology students going to Florida for spring break to study coral reefs, study abroad in Germany, Italy, etc. If your students are interested in athletics, one of our schools is Division I, the rest are Division III, so lots of opportunities to pursue sports and other activities outside the classroom, and a lot of inter and intramural athletic options as well. One thing that I have a lot of conversations with counselors and students about is the sort of diversity of the private colleges. We really identify these colleges as being really committed to equity, to representation, and cultural awareness. About 28% of all students across the board identify as Black, Indigenous, and or people of color. Beyond that, or about 29% are considered low income or Pell eligible. We have 28% first generation college students, and another 30% are non traditional. So, students that might be coming from the military, our parents, etc. Students that come from all walks of life, and the private colleges really pride themselves on this makeup of their student body. In terms of getting a degree for a high demand field, something that you might want to really emphasize to your students is that the private colleges, they are small but mighty. So we graduate, about 14,000 students annually, but of those 14,000, they carry about 23% of all bachelor's degrees in Wisconsin and 35% of all advanced degrees in the state. We also award over half of the four-year nursing degrees and over a third of the graduate degrees in the state. One thing that we also, emphasize is the rate of four-year graduation. So a lot of students are interested in having that 4 years at college and then being able to get out and get to the career of their choice, not having to be, stuck at school for semester upon semester, being a fifth year or sixth-year senior to get their credits done. And that's really an advantage of having an advisor that knows you and will get you through those 4 years at that pace. So compared to their peers at public universities in Wisconsin, private college students are 42% more likely to graduate within 4 years. So that's an important number for a lot of students and families as well. We want to let you know about our course-to-course agreement with the Wisconsin Technical Colleges. So if you have students that are starting with an associate degree or at a tech college, we make it really easy for them to transfer in and get that four-year degree. We also encourage you to look into the early college credit program and to work with your students that are taking college level courses in high school because many, if not all of the Wisconsin private colleges are able to accept those credits. All right. For careers and internships, TC, would you mind muting whoever's microphone is on, if you could? Thank you. So I also just kind of want to cover really quickly careers and internships. It's really important for students to get guidance towards the career track of their choice. Again, that small size and personalized attention really makes a difference for students that need to practice their interviewing skills, get out and meet employers. We are proud to sponsor the Workforce Fair every year, which brings more than 180 employers from across the state and the country together to meet Wisconsin private college students. So career services are quite strong at these choices, and we encourage students to make early and often use of these career services offices. Important to note that across the board in nationally, 92% of private nonprofit college graduates were employed or in grad school within 6 months of graduation. So that's really our goal, is to get your students into the industry that they're passionate about, prepared for that industry as soon as possible. A big thing that a lot of students and parents and counselors ask about is the affordability of the private colleges. Just to sort of give you an idea here before Carrie tells you a little bit more about financial aid. Of our members of the WAICU schools, 95% of students receive some form of financial aid. It's really important as well to note that of their financial aid package, the average package, 77% of that is scholarships and grants that don't need to be paid back. So the remainder may be made up by out-of-pocket costs or loans, but generally, we just kind of like to really emphasize, I'll skip ahead for a moment here, the average out-of-pocket tuition for a private college ends up being around $4,200. So usually lower than students and families may expect. So we encourage you to tell your students to consider these options because a lot of our colleges have really robust scholarship and financial aid offerings. We also emphasize as well to let your students know that are entering their senior year, please fill out your FAFSA, and Carrie will tell you a little bit more about that as well. In our guide that we offer every year, we also have links to all of the scholarship offices so that you can connect with these schools further on financial aid. Um, I am going to skip ahead a little bit just so we can stay on topic here. I have a little bit more information about the guide that we offer. Every year, Wisconsin's private colleges comes out with a new guide to all of these 23 schools. We have that available right now, and we will be coming out with a new edition for the 2023-2024 school year. And you can always get access to that and all those resources through our website, wisconsinsprivatecolleges.org. We can put you on the list to receive that guide every new year that it comes out. This summer, we have Private College Week from July 10th to 15th. We'll have more information about that on our website as well, just sort of an open house amongst all the private colleges to give you a little bit more of a peek into what life is like, academics, campus life, and more. And I myself, as well as the staff at WAICU, we're always available to answer questions that come up. If you're not able to connect with the admissions office that you're trying to connect with, or you just want more general information about a private college education, we're here to guide you through that. So you will have access to these slides as well as all this contact information at the conclusion of this
Okay, thank
presentation
you.
as well. Good. Oh, thank you. Okay, so I am going to give the floor over to, here we go. All right, perfect. So that's sort of like the overview of the private colleges. At this point, before we launch into our presentations from our individual representatives, I would love to introduce you to Carrie Jennings, who is the Assistant Director of Financial Aid for Viterbo University. Carrie has generously volunteered to come here today to share a little bit more about what the financial aid landscape looks like for students, parents, and counselors. So I'm going to put her presentation up now.
Hi, everyone. I'm excited I get this opportunity to tell you all about financial aid. I know that's really important as high school counselors to have that information for students as you're the ones that they're going to ask about it first. So what we're going to talk about today is the federal student aid. You can go ahead to the next screen. The FAFSA, filling out the FAFSA and the financial aid process. So first of all, the students are going to apply for admission to your university. Whatever university they plan to go to, they can actually put up to 10 schools in the FAFSA. So they can still be making a choice while the schools are making that financial aid award for them. When they fill out the FAFSA, they're going to do that at studentaid.gov. That is the federal student aid website now. So even if they typed in FAFSA.gov, it's going to redirect them to studentaid.gov. They're going to create an FSA ID username and password. The student themselves, and then at least one parent will have an FSA ID. And that's how they're going to digitally sign that FAFSA every year. The FAFSA is typically available October 1st every year. And every year except for this particular year, it will be that way, October 1st. This year, because of so many changes with the FAFSA Simplification Act of 2021, there's drastic changes being made to the FAFSA. And so the Department of Ed has said they're not going to have it available until January 1st for this year only. Anything after this year will be October 1st. So when the students fill out their FAFSA, put in all their information, and they hit submit, then that FAFSA takes 3 to 5 days to get to the school. Once the school has it, if that student has been selected for verification, then that financial aid office has to verify all the FAFSA data that was inputted. So by verifying it, we're going to request documents. This is one place where high school counselors can really help those new students still in high school but getting ready to go into college. It's one thing they want to make sure when they're filling out the FAFSA, they do not use a high school email address, because as I have been told they only have access to that for a month after graduation. So they want to put in some other email address that they have, and then they need to keep an eye on it and watch that email address, because that's going to be the first contact they get from FAFSA and also from their school's financial aid office, is that email address that they put on the FAFSA. After that, after they've been admitted, they're going to have a school email address that we'll use, or they'll have access to their online portal for their school and be able to access those document requests. But up until they're admitted, they need to be keeping an eye on the email address they put on their FAFSA. So if we need documents, things that we could be requesting would be tax transcripts, W-2s, child support information, maybe. There's just a lot of different documents that we could request from them just to verify the data and make sure everything is correct. So that is where high school counselors, like I said, could really come in, helping them to remember that and maybe figuring out what documents we're asking for. So next screen. When you're filling out a FAFSA, what are they even applying for? Sometimes students don't even know what they're even applying for. So they're going to be applying for grants, work study, student loans, and then possibly a parent loan. The grants are going to be the high need component of the FAFSA. When they plug in all that information to the FAFSA, they're telling the FAFSA their income information for their household, who's all in the household, a lot of other information, asset information. And with that information, the FAFSA determines an estimated family contribution number. And unfortunately, that is only until this year. Starting next year forward, it will be a student aid index that will be calculated differently. But for now, because we are still using the EFC, that's what we're going to talk about. So the estimated family contribution number is the number that the FAFSA has determined that the family can contribute to that student's education. And then for the schools, that EFC number tells us what that financial need is for the student and what aid that we can award them based on that. So when they're applying for the FAFSA, they're looked at for the grants, the Pell and the SEOG, as I mentioned, which are high need. There are other grants, but those are the main ones. And then work study is a need-based component as well. This is where the students are actually going to get a job on campus and work while they're going to school, earn a paycheck from the university, but that paycheck is going to come, the funds are going to come from that work study award. There's only one question on the FAFSA that asks students if they're interested in work study, and that's what it says. Are you interested in work study? If they say yes, then they're going to get a financial aid work study award. If they say I don't know or no, then we're not going to make that award for them. So that's something what they want to watch for if they know they do want to work while they're in school. The other things are student loans. There's 2 student loans that go out in the student's name that the student is solely responsible for. They're the subsidized loan. That one is where the interest on that loan is subsidized through the Department of Education, meaning there's no interest accruing on it while the student is in school. So it's a free interest loan while the student is in school, at least half time. And then there's an unsubsidized loan. There's no need component on this loan. So all students are eligible for this, no matter the parent's income or assets, all students can get the unsubsidized loan. There's also a parent loan. And if the parent, so for the parent loan, the student has to fill out a FAFSA. And then if they're awarded parent loan or they request a parent loan, then there's additional application and eligibility requirements that the parents will need to work directly with the financial aid office of their school to fulfill. So that one, they'll just want to make sure that they're working with their school on that, not FAFSA. So that EFC number that I told you the FAFSA has created or determined based on the financial information. So it's not just for federal aid. The state of Wisconsin will use it to find out the need component part of their grant to award their grant and other scholarships. And then also the institutions, like here at Viterbo, we have a Viterbo need grant where once the student has been awarded scholarships and their need-based aid from the FAFSA, if there's still a need component, then we award the Viterbo need grant. And then we have endowment scholarships, as I'm sure most of you do, that there's a need component on that. So students, even if they know, okay, we're not getting Pell, we're not going to take out student loans, they still would probably want to do the FAFSA so that the state and the institutions they're applying for can determine if they're eligible for any of their grants or scholarships. Other options for repaying or for paying their tuition fees, their housing and food while they're in school would be a payment plan through their business office. Something as simple as just making a payment plan with the business office. They can have it set up to where their bill is completely paid by the end of the semester and then ready to go for the next semester. And then there are also private and alternative education loans. At Viterbo, we use Borrowing Essentials. It's a comparison tool. So they're going to answer a few questions, and then it's going to pull up a list of different entities, banks, other things that are other places that are offering student loans and give them kind of comparison tools as far as interest rates and repayment information. And then the last thing I wanted to talk about is here at Viterbo, excuse me, we have a new program that we just started this year, the Dreamer Scholarship and the Alternative FAFSA. So Viterbo has had a long history of educating and serving the immigrant communities, not only in this region, but actually across the nation. So we have a diverse population of students. And with this program, we're just kind of following in that tradition and reaching out to those undocumented or dreamer students that kind of fall behind the funding in funding areas because they don't get that EFC number. They don't fill out a FAFSA. So the FAFSA isn't telling the financial aid office what their estimated family contribution number is. So they may be missing out on funding. So Viterbo is the first and so far the only Wisconsin college that's partnered with the dream.us that they provide privately funded scholarships to these undocumented immigrants or dream students. You know, they've grown up in our primary and our secondary schools. They're going on into our higher education, universities and colleges. And so this is just a way of reaching them, following through, especially with Viterbo, following through with our mission of reaching all students and giving them some funding that they weren't previously eligible for. If you have any questions on that, where it is a new program, Grace Marco, one of our admissions counselors, she is the lead on that, and her email and her phone number are part of this presentation there. And she can answer any questions on how the students would fill out that alternative FAFSA. What that is, it just mimics the federal FAFSA, but it's something they're going to apply for on Viterbo's website. And then Viterbo uses that to find out what or how much of these national scholarships through the dream.us that those particular students are eligible for. So that is actually what I have today, the 10-minute quick version of federal financial aid. If you have any questions, you can ask me now. I will be in a session in a little while as well, that if you have other questions, but do you have any questions?
Any questions from counselors for Carrie? See in the chat here. First of all, Paige has asked if the slides will be shared. Yes, we will share these slides with all of our registrants after the event. And are non-Wisconsin residents eligible for your alternative FAFSA?
You know, that's a great question. And I'm not actually sure on that one. So that would be a question to reach out to Grace Marco on through that email or through the phone number.
So
we do have a page on the Viterbo website specifically for this, and it's probably pointed out on there as well.
Awesome. Thank you, Carrie. I also see another question in the chat. Do any WAICU financial aid offices automatically provide the DOE annotated planning form? I know you probably can't speak to WAICU financial aid offices.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that is.
Jennifer, could you be a little bit more specific? Thank you for sending the link. If we don't have any reps that can answer that question on behalf of financial aid today. Jennifer, I'm going to go ahead and take the link to this form and get this question out for you to our financial aid network and be able to get back to you myself. So please hold on the answer to that question. Any other questions for Carrie today?
My contact number will be part of this as well. So even if you think of a question later down the road, you can send me an email, give me a call. I'm happy to answer any questions later on as well.
Terrific. All right. Thank you so much, Carrie. Carrie, if you are still here by the time we do breakout sessions, I will let everyone know that you'll be in the main room for more questions. But if not, again, yes, we will be circulating your contact information at the end of the event. So thank you so much. So with this, we're going to get started hearing from our wonderful reps. We're going to go alphabetically. So the first group of representatives that you're going to hear from today are from Alverno College, Bellin College, Beloit College, Carroll University, Carthage College, and Concordia University, Wisconsin. So I'm going to pull that up and we will get started with Alverno just as soon as I have this on the screen for you.
Hi, good morning. Is it okay to start?
Yes, thank you, Alexis. You are
Okay,
up.
fantastic. Well, pleasure to be here. My name is Alexis Outlaw. I serve as the Assistant Director of Admissions, High School Recruitment here at Alverno College. And I get to tell you all what preparing women for meaningful lives of distinction look like, in particular with our institution. Alverno College was founded in 1887, and our kind of bread and butter is being an all-women's institution rooted in ability-based learning. So we don't have a traditional grading system. In addition to that, some of our fantastic amenities that we offer include nursing without wait list. We currently have a new 3-year Bachelor in Business degree in which you have the opportunity to focus on one of 5 specializations that include things like digital marketing and human resources. In addition, we do not offer engineering, but we are a nursing, science, technology, and math school with that fantastic programs in which women can receive scholarship. We also have the oldest music therapy program in the Midwest, and have a curriculum focus on the idea of allowing the whole learner to have a great experience. We are also the first Hispanic serving institution in the state of Wisconsin. We are always proud when we get to be #1 in things, but that for us was a natural experience, if you will, based on our location and um, the community around us. In addition, we have the Thea Bowman Institute of Excellence in Leadership. It's a full tuition scholarship program for Black women, the first of its kind, in which they are shepherded through their education experience through mentorship. In addition, 100% internship placement, 9 athletic teams as a Division III institution, and very much resident and commuter friendly. So as you can see with our visual here, Alverno is an institution of women of all different shapes, sizes, and backgrounds. And for us, diversity is not just in color, but also lifestyle and experience. So here you get the opportunity to make those connections. And we welcome you to come on down to Alverno College. In addition, admission 2.3 grade point average required, in which we provide merit scholarships to all of our students. So thank you for hearing about Alverno, and I appreciate your time.
Thank you so much, Alexis. All right, now we have Bellin College.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Abby Hoffman, and I'm an admissions counselor at Bellin College. I work with grad students, Northern Wisconsin, and the UP. So Bellin College is located in Green Bay, Wisconsin, and we have 5 undergrad programs. They're all direct entry. We have nursing, where students can choose specialties in any program, surgical assisting, which would be the surgeon's right-hand man in the operating room. We have the only bachelor's degree program in the US. Diagnostic medical sonography, which would include ultrasounds. You can either choose from general vascular or cardio. Radiological sciences, which would include X-ray, MRI, CT, women's imaging, and then radiation therapy, giving radiation to cancer patients, where students get to use a program called VERT, which is the actual machine that gives radiation to cancer patients, and students get to use that right away within their college career. With a lot of programs don't allow students to use it right away. We also have graduate programs, which would include nursing programs and physical therapy programs. So what makes Bellin College a little bit different than other universities? All these programs that I mentioned that were undergrad programs are all done in 3 years. There's 120 plus clinical partners all over the state of Wisconsin that students get to choose from. Lots of hands-on practice and simulations. The basement lower level of Bellin College is all simulations for students to use. There's a room that looks like an OR, an ER, an ICU, a labor and delivery suite. There are mannequins that eat, sleep, breathe. You can take their vitals. Everything is very real life and helps students get ready for, the real world. Students are passing the licensure exams at exceeding rates. There's a 13-to-1 student-to-faculty ratio. And we have admission scholarships that are available for all students who apply and get in. Thank you.
Thank you so much. All right, I will be moving on to Beloit College.
Hey, good morning, folks. My name is Liam Daly. I'm a Senior Associate Director of Admissions at Beloit. Beloit is located in the heart of the city of the same name, Beloit, Wisconsin, which is just under 40,000 folks who live on the Rock River, right on the Wisconsin-Illinois border, about 45 minutes south of Madison, Wisconsin, and a little over an hour west of Chicago. We are a liberal arts college. We have an international reach, and we're home to a diverse student population, just over 1,000 students from 43 states and 39 countries. We offer a flexible hands-on education that encourages students to explore their passions while also spending 4 years preparing for the professional world beyond college. We have programmatic strengths in both STEM and the humanities, including our Logan Museum of Anthropology, one of the first centers for entrepreneurship in the country, our Beloit Fiction Journal and Mackey Chair in Creative Writing, the Miller Upton Forum in Economics, our Center for Language Studies. So that's sort of the basic deal. I suspect some of you knew that. So in terms of what's new at Beloit, in February of 2020, we opened our Powerhouse, which is a 120,000 square foot student union and athletic center, which we built in an abandoned power plant on the Rock River. I know going back to 2020, it's been open for a couple of years, but our lives were significantly disrupted around then. So if you haven't been to campus and checked out the Powerhouse, I highly encourage you to come say hello. It's an impressive piece of architecture. Last spring, we received a $9 million grant from the state of Wisconsin for a project called Impact Beloit, which we pitched with our local community partners. That combines a renewed focus on local relationships and our community-based learning program with a complete remodel of our library. And the new version of that library is going to include a hub for the local community and for many of those programs. So a new way to invite local folks onto our campus. And we're going to be breaking ground on that project after commencement this summer. This fall, we launched the Why Bother Wisconsin campaign with a number of colleges on this screen, which is a campaign to try to get out the student vote and engage young people in the political process. And there are a number of initiatives connected to that, but one of which was to make sure that Election Day was a day off from classes for students, so that it was we lowered the barriers of participation in democracy for them. And lastly, I wanted to make you aware of a couple of summer programs that might be of interest to your students, since we are quickly approaching that time of year. So our Center for Language Studies offers intensive college-level language programs where students earn a semester's worth of language credit in 7 weeks or a full year's worth of language credit in 14 weeks. We offer Chinese, Japanese, Korean, and Russian, and high school and college students come from all over the country to do that language deep dive experience over the summer. So if you have high school students who really want an intensive language program, it's a great fit for them. And then this summer, we're also launching our Summer Academy, which is just for high school students and is a fun, relaxed introduction to the liberal arts experience, rising juniors and seniors come to campus for 2 weeks, live in dorms, study with a bunch of different professors, explore Southern Wisconsin. They get college credit for the program, which is of particular interest to parents, I think. The academic program is arranged around a core theme, but takes an interdisciplinary approach. So this summer, we're focused on truth and forgery and authenticity, and what it means for something to be real or fake. And we'll have faculty in chemistry, art history, media studies, et cetera, approaching that question from a bunch of different angles. So if you have students wondering what to do over the summer, send them our way. I appreciate you taking a little time today to learn about the WAICU schools, and look forward to answering your questions in the breakout rooms. Thank you.
Thank you. And there is a quick question, request for a link to be pasted from Beloit in the chat. So thank you for doing that. And I will move us on to Carol.
Hi there, I'm Stacy from Carroll University. If you don't know Carroll, we have just under 3,000 undergraduate students, about 500 graduate students, and we are located in Waukesha, Wisconsin. So it's a suburban campus about 20 minutes from Milwaukee. Beautiful old buildings. The campus was started in 1846, so you can see lots of those beautiful stone buildings, very residential. About 85% of our undergraduate students live on campus in our campus housing. You can see a little bit of information here about some of our most popular majors that are listed there. Nursing is definitely our largest major, and we do have a direct admission nursing program. Some of the majors that are listed there as our most popular majors are also part of a program called Carroll 3, which is an accelerated option for students to graduate in 3 years instead of 4. Not every student in those majors does the Carroll 3 program, but students on that list, for example, in our business, biology, psychology, and animal behavior programs, which are some of our biggest majors, are eligible to apply for that Carroll 3 program. Their application is reviewed. Students in the Carroll 3 are required to take 8 credits outside of the traditional school calendar, but most of our students are bringing those credits in from high school, from an AP course, an IB course, an early college course, something like that. And there's actually 26 majors that are part of that Carroll 3 program for students. Outside of that, we've also got several direct admission programs, ranging from 4-year direct admission. So those top 4 listed there down to nursing are all bachelor's degree programs where students can apply in high school and get guaranteed their clinical placements in each of those programs. And then the last 5 are all graduate degrees. So students can apply in high school for an accelerated program all the way through their Doctor of Physical Therapy, Master of Business Administration, Athletic Training, Exercise Physiology, or Master of Occupational Therapy. And then you can see there our scholarship chart, and it's a little small and hard to see, but definitely on our website as well. We do automatic scholarships at the time of admission. We do re-weight students' GPAs to standardize them across students' different grading scales, but we're looking for weighting for some of those AP, IB, early college type classes. And then there's additional application-based scholarships as well. Thanks.
Thank you. All right, and now we've got Carthage on deck.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Rocco Lamacchia, and I am one of the directors of admissions and financial aid here at Carthage College. I work with students that go to school in the state of Wisconsin as well as the state of Minnesota. But between my colleagues and myself, we represent students and families from 38 states and over 13 different international countries. A lot of that interest is sparked based off of our location. We are located firmly right between Milwaukee and Chicago, about a 35-minute drive south of Milwaukee and just an hour north of Chicago. So an ample amount of internship opportunities, job placement, and we tap into those large cities for fun as well. We have over 50 plus programs and majors, with all of them having, again, multiple internships, undergraduate research experiences, leadership opportunities, both in and outside of the classroom. We have that smaller classroom size as well. and we are ranked number 5 in the United States for our study abroad, specifically our short-term study abroad opportunities. We offer a 4-year graduation guarantee, and we find that over 98% of our graduates are finding gainful employment in their field of study, which is very important, or going on to the graduate school, law school, medical school of their choice. So we are poised on giving students opportunities, again, both in and outside of the classroom. Some big updates for us for this next school year. We are opening up our grand opening tomorrow for our School of Business and Economics, which is one of our top programs or areas here of study. Again, a lot of that has to do based on the location. And then we are doing current construction on our brand new engineering labs on campus. So we're excited for our next cohort of engineering students to have access to those state-of-the-art laboratories on campus. That is about all that I have to share at this point this morning. Thank you for the time today.
Thank you. And last but not least for this round, we've got Concordia.
All right, greetings from the shores of Lake Michigan. Concordia University, Wisconsin is home to 5,000 students from 16 different countries and 44 states. 2,500 of our students are undergraduate students, 91% living on campus. And our campus itself is interconnected between 3.5 miles of underground hallways and trailways. So students can go right from their resident hall to their academic spaces without having to put on a big, heavy winter jacket. Our students have a lot of opportunities to get involved on campus and off campus. On campus, 2 out of 5 of our students are involved in Division III varsity athletics. Our spring season just got kicked off with a brand new women's and men's lacrosse field. And then we just also added esports with about 160 participants in the first 2 years of the esports. We have 80 different academic majors, which is a lot for a school of our magnitude, but students have a lot of opportunities to get real world experience with over 1,000 different employers within 20 minutes of our campus, where our students complete internships. Our School of Business, for instance, 100% of our students complete internships during their 4 years. Some of our students are even able to complete an MBA and a bachelor's degree from the School of Business within 4 years. 3 of our campus ambassadors who give tour actually are graduating with an MBA in 4 years, and they already have job offers. So I'm really excited for our students. We spend a lot of time dedicated to student success here in every aspect of our community, not only in our mission, which is to help students develop in mind, body, and spirit, which has been our mission since 1881. But we're constantly considering the new needs of mental health in the 21st century, adding 24/7 counseling, and then revamping our career and academic advising centers so that we can see twice as many students in a day, and also offering hands-on spaces where students can develop in their own success and develop in grit and stress management training. Some other new spaces that we're adding on campus I'm really excited about, and I hope that your students come and visit. We do offer a $1,000 scholarship for students who visit our campus. But definitely come and take a look at our brand new business school that is really open to a lot of different disciplinaries. Not only does it have business analytics, but it also has our speech and voice analytic labs, our culinary management labs, our food analyst laboratories for food and beverage, and then also has Wisconsin's largest 3D printing laboratory. So there's a lot of different maker spaces for students to explore as they come on a visit with us, and I would encourage them to do so. One more plug, I just want to let you know about our dual enrollment opportunities. Dual enrollment tuition, students can participate in on-campus or off-campus online dual enrollment for tuition as little as $155 per credit, which is transferable, and we'll give that money back to them as a scholarship if they enroll with us. And that's about it.
Awesome. Thank you so much to our first group of presenters. I really appreciate all of you, especially for helping us to stay on time in our program. So that's great. I know that everyone received the agenda that told you which schools are going to be in which breakout rooms. I am someone who benefits from too much information. So I'm going to share it again on the screen just so everyone can refresh themselves on which schools are in which room. Our rep should already know, but if you are a counselor, just to refresh yourself, if there are any of these colleges that you're particularly interested in asking a question right off the bat, just go ahead and make a note of what room they are in or refer to your agenda. So at this point, we're going to distribute our representatives into those rooms. You will be in this room for this breakout session and for the next one later in the program. Counselors will be putting into the rooms at random. So hopefully you'll have a chance to hear from a few different colleges and connect with those representatives. If you do desire to be put into a different room, you can put it into the chat of the room that you're in, and our WAICU staff member, TC, you might say her as Teresa Sullivan, will see that and will move you into the room of your choice as soon as she is able. So shout out to TC for all she's doing on the back end for this meeting. We really appreciate her. And if you would like to ask any questions of our financial aid representative, Casey Jennings from Viterbo, who gave a presentation earlier, you can also put a request in your chat. Please move me to the main to the main room, because Casey will be hanging out. Sorry, Carrie will be hanging out with us in the main room. So if you'd like to ask Carrie any questions, just go ahead and put that comment that you'd like to be moved into the main room. Any questions before we go ahead and start our breakout sessions? Welcome in, welcome back. Just wait until we have everybody trickle back in here. Awesome. Well, thanks everyone. I hope those were some fruitful discussions. And yeah, just as a reminder, I know it's again kind of creepy, but we can see when you put a message into your chat just for the room. So just a reminder to our counselors, if at any time you'd like to be shuffled around, everybody understands that you have lots of questions to ask. So don't hesitate to just put in room 2, room 1, etc., and we can do that for you. So I am going to bring our presentations back up here. We are going to resume. Oh, starts from the beginning. One moment. There we go. Okay, so our second round of presentations, we will be starting with Edgewood College, followed by Lawrence University, Marquette University, and Milwaukee Institute of Art and Design. Unfortunately, Marian University had a last-minute conflict and was not able to be here today, but we will be including Marian University's reps' contact information in the packet at the end as well. So let's get started with our wonderful representative from Edgewood College. I believe is Tori.
Yes, good morning, everyone. Apologies for my camera being out of whack. Technology is very beautiful, but hopefully you can get an idea at that picture. But my name is Tori Briggs. I am one of the 3 freshman admissions counselors here. So we are small but mighty, a team here. As you can reference our information, we are a small private liberal arts college located in the heart of downtown Madison, right up the street from UW-Madison. And so with that, we are on the flip end, a more intimate campus, house about 2,000 students in total. About 1,400 of those students are a full-time undergraduate population. And so with that, those students that are seeking those intimate class settings average about 15, about a 12-to-1 student and faculty ratio. They're definitely drawn to our campus, with those most popular programs being nursing, business, education, psychology, the natural sciences, and even our pre-health sciences through our pre-health pathways. But we essentially range from the liberal arts to the fine arts to the STEM fields. And so we're definitely embracing kind of that holistic catalog and always looking to kind of revitalize ourselves and always looking to hear from students in terms of their interests, not just on the social end or just on the campus life end, but also in terms of those professional endeavors and also those programs that they're looking at. And so we're looking at adding exercise science, so bringing in kind of that kinesiology that a lot of our student athletes are very attuned to. Our latest concentration in our business is sports management. And so working to build those partnerships for students to take advantage of when it comes to that outside of the classroom opportunities, as any program on campus they're pursuing has some sort of outside of the classroom hands-on opportunity, because we want the last thing to do is that they graduate, great, and now they're like, now what? So we want to make sure that we're supporting them on their, in their time on campus, but ultimately supporting that success once they remove from this place as well. We have different research opportunities, internships, volunteering. We have various support services to students on the academic end. One that I'll point out is our UW Collaborative Program. After students' first semester on campus, they're then eligible to take up to one course at UW-Madison. And so kind of getting that 2-for-1 combo of a bigger class setting, and obviously taking advantage of those courses that we don't offer in namesake. So especially when it comes to those foreign languages, students definitely take advantage of that. We also recognize an intrusive academic council model here, which I always tell students, I know intrusive sounds kind of scary, but it essentially is just providing that support and that requirement for students to meet with their academic advisor at least once a semester. And so not raining on the independence parade, but ultimately supporting students and having those continued academic conversations of, am I staying on track to embracing the change, or even let's get started in figuring out what you want to do here. And so we definitely see a lot of success where students are falling in that 95% success rate of seeking and finding employment or pursued higher education from there within a year of graduation in their field. And so we definitely think that there's a lot of benefits to come with that intimate setting, and also the opportunities are very vast when it comes to the academic possibilities, the professional endeavors and possibilities, not only here in the Madison community, but essentially wherever we see our students wanting to go. And so really delegating that by that experience of that hands-on outside of the classroom opportunities. And also we're a fun campus as well, right? We're in the heart of downtown Madison. Usually small private colleges are in the middle of nowhere. And so we definitely have the benefit of being in a socially acclimated city. And so you're kind of getting that again, 2-for-1 of that intimacy on your campus and also that social mobility of the Madison community area. And also we are a very biodiverse campus. We sit right on the hem of Lake Wingra. And so we definitely also have that kind of natural benefit, if you will, in terms of, I know we mentioned mental health in our breakout group, and that might be mentioned throughout here. And so for those students that, have those stressful days, they can literally some days go out and sit on the water. And even if they wanted to do work on the water, our Wi-Fi extends out there. I don't trust myself with technology out there, but if it's your boat, go ahead and let it float. But that is a little bit about us. You can definitely ask me any questions. I'm definitely willing to ask anything. And even if I don't have the answers, I'll definitely make sure I get you those. So on to the next.
Thank you so much. And I have got Lawrence ready to go.
All right.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Lindsay Weingard, and I am an admissions counselor at Lawrence University. Located in the heart of Appleton, Lawrence is entirely an undergraduate institution with about 1,500 students. Our students typically come from almost all 50 states, as well as 40 plus countries. We are also a residential campus that is dynamic and diverse. Typical Lawrence students are generally curious, multi-interested, passionate, and they are highly engaged. Lawrence is also unique because we have both a College of Liberal Arts and Sciences, as well as our Conservatory of Music. About 80% of our students will choose a path from over 40 areas of study in our liberal arts and sciences. And then we have about 20% of our students who will go into the Conservatory of Music. Some of our most popular majors in the college include biology, psychology, economics, government environmental studies, English, and studio art. Starting this fall 2023, we've also added a business and entrepreneurship major, which will still be rooted in the liberal arts. And it's already become very popular for our applicants and our students who are enrolling for the 2023 year. Like I mentioned, the remaining 20% of our students are going to be pursuing music degrees in our over 25 studios of our Conservatory of Music. About half of these students will also be in our 5-year double degree program, where they will complete both a bachelor's degree in our Arts and Sciences College and also a degree in our conservatory. From our interdisciplinary first-year studies program, through a self-designed Chandler Senior Experience, rigorous coursework challenges Laurentians to both explore broadly and integrate their learning across many academic areas. About 75% of our students will either double major, they will add a minor, or have some sort of pairing of those in between. We have a student to faculty ratio of 8:1 and an average class size of about 15, which helps to individualize and create personal connections, which is something really important and central to a Lawrence education. And extensive research, performance, service, and internship opportunities ensure that our students' learning does not stop once they leave the classroom. Outside of the classroom, Laurentians participate in over 100 student-run clubs and organizations, including 22 Division III sports, dozens of music ensembles, and nearly 20 groups that support students from diverse or underrepresented backgrounds. We also recently announced that we are adding a men's and women's lacrosse team, which will start for the season of spring 2025. And with campus connecting right to historic downtown Appleton, Laurentians love to explore our locally owned coffee shops, bookstores, restaurants. We have a performing arts center, which is within walking distance of campus, as well as multiple museums. Upon graduation or come graduation, we're proud to see about 95% of Laurentians have found their next step, whether it's graduate school, going into the workforce, or a fellowship or service opportunity. Our graduates enjoy mid-career salaries amongst the highest in the country for National Liberal Arts College grads, while also indicating that their jobs have high meaning to them. We are thrilled to share that starting this year that we're currently in addition to continuing our generous merit scholarships, which go up to about the half the cost of attendance, Lawrence will also meet the full institutional demonstrated need for all Wisconsin and Illinois residents. And then students can apply to Lawrence by using the Common App, the Coalition app, or our own Lawrence application. We also will continue to be test optional since we do create a holistic application review. It was nice meeting you and those that I've been able to chat with so far, and feel free to reach out to me with any questions.
Thank you so much. Appreciate that. And I will go ahead and skip Marion here and bring up Marquette.
All right, good morning, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us. My name is Katie Henneke, and I'm the Associate Dean for Recruitment and Strategy in the Office of Admissions at Marquette University. I'm also a very proud double alum, so when I kind of feel like that adds some authenticity to the story that I'm hoping to tell you this morning. So we are at Marquette, a mid-sized Catholic and Jesuit university. We are located in downtown Milwaukee, Wisconsin. We have students from all 50 states and close to 65 different countries. We're also a top 10 university for postgraduate job placement, with 90% of our students finding a job immediately post-graduation. And we know that you're not going to college, or you're not sending students to college just for a job, but I think that's really important when we think about kind of the ROI and the investment that students are making in their education, and it definitely is paying off in a big way for our students. We participate in the Division I athletics and in the Big East Conference. My apologies if we busted your bracket. I was also heartbroken about that just a few weeks ago. We are also an aspiring HSI, and so increasing our campus diversity in terms of racial and ethnic diversity is really important. Close to 30% of our students in last year's first year class identified as students of color, and 23% of last year's first year students identified as first generation college students. What you can see here on this slide are some of our kind of new updates on campus. So this past winter, I should say, in January, we opened O'Brien Hall, which is our brand new state-of-the-art College of Business and Administration. And that has been a phenomenal center and hub for students to learn and grow with each other. There is a pitch pit. There are opportunities for students to get funding to start their own businesses on campus, and just really a lot of innovation happening in that space. We are opening a new health and wellness center, which will occur in 2024. And this new facility is going to bring together fitness, recreation, and then medical and counseling services for students. So kind of that holistic student support model where they can kind of go to one place for everything that they might need. And then we're also expanding our College of Nursing. So that program has grown each of the last, I believe, 6 years. And so we're hoping for a class this year of about 200 direct entry nursing students. We're hoping to address kind of the nursing workforce shortage that we're all facing nationally. And so we do have a brand new facility that'll open in 2024 to kind of further support those students. So we've always had direct admit nursing. In the last 7 years, we opened a new College of Nursing with brand new facilities and simulation labs, and then we'll be kind of revamping and updating that again in the next year. So for the admissions side of things, we are still accepting applications for all 7 of our direct admit colleges at this point in time. And for your students kind of looking to apply next year, it is free to apply to Marquette. We have our own application. We're also on the common application. We are a test optional institution and committed to continuing to be that in the foreseeable future. We have a College of Arts and Sciences, a College of Business, Communication, Education, Engineering, Health Sciences, and Nursing, and close to 90 different majors that fit within those 7 colleges. We also really promote exploration, double majoring, majoring and minoring. So new interdisciplinary majors are happening and being created all of the time. Right now, we operate on a pool admissions process. Students apply typically by our December 1st deadline. They're notified on decision day, which is right before Christmas, around December 20th this past year. And then we move to rolling admission for all late applicants. So then students are getting an admission decision in about 2 weeks post application. So for us, we require the application, the essay, and official high school transcripts for kind of a complete application. And then students are also able to send test scores if they feel like those represent their academic ability. All students admitted receive a Pear Marquette scholarship. And then as we kind of move forward in the process, we are still accepting FAFSAs and students kind of coming in for this next fall that are looking to apply for financial aid. 98% of our incoming students receive scholarships and financial aid. And then kind of across the spectrum, there are some special academic programs at Marquette. I just want to quickly highlight my last minute or so. So we have a pre-dental scholars program where students can get conditional admission into our dental school. We have the only dental school in the state of Wisconsin on our campus. We have a pre-law scholars program for students looking to gain acceptance into law school. Cuts time for both of those degree programs kind of off their full time on our campus. So 7 years for students looking to go into that pre-dental scholars program, 6 years for students going into pre-law scholars. We have a direct admission physical therapy program. And then as we kind of look ahead, really awesome innovation coming out of our College of Engineering. We have one of the oldest co-op programs in that college in the nation, and really just an awesome opportunity for students to kind of engage early on through direct admission at Marquette and then take advantage of all of these great new facilities that are coming. Thank you so much for your time today.
Awesome. Thank you. I will lastly pass the floor to our representative from Milwaukee Institute of Art and Design, aka MIAD.
Hi everyone, my name is Nick Naughty. I'm an admissions counselor at the Milwaukee Institute of Art and Design. So MIAD is Wisconsin's only accredited four-year art school. We offer a four-year undergraduate BFA earning program. So the BFA, Bachelor of Fine Arts, means that about 70% of the courses that a student is taking are studio courses directly related to the arts. The other 30% are those liberal studies classes that I will kind of talk about a little bit later. We are about 920 students, all undergrad, going to school in the third ward of Milwaukee, so kind of the central downtown neighborhood of the city with lots of galleries and design firms just in the immediate area. We focus on all of the visual arts, so majors in communication design, which is graphic design, illustration, which includes our illustration animation track. So pretty robust program, includes stop motion animation, 3D animation, traditional 2D animation, interior architecture and design, new studio practice, which is our general fine arts major. So that's where you'll find things like printmaking, photography, painting, sculpture, and product design. The only major that is unfortunately just not listed on this slide here because it's so new is our fashion and apparel design major, which we are launching this fall. Students have been working in fashion and apparel design for as long as MIAD has existed, so really excited to kind of allow that to be a full major with full program. We have a cross-registration partnership with Marquette University, so a school that we just learned about previously. This is built into MIAD's tuition. It's not a separate application. And through that, students can pursue kind of any undergraduate course that isn't offered at MIAD just for their own enrichment. So if you want to pursue a dance class or a language class, these are things that you can do through that cross-registration. The other thing students can achieve through that too are a few different minors in things like business, advertising, copywriting, psychology, all things that very much relate to the arts world. Students can also minor in any of our majors, as well as a wide selection of other studio-based minors, such as furniture design, book arts, sustainability. Students can also minor in any of our liberal studies. Again, liberal studies kind of something students will take all 4 years, not just a separate entity from their arts classes. These include science, art history, writing, and humanities. We offer both domestic and international study abroad opportunities, so students can earn credit and engage in the arts in places like France or Ireland and Thailand. The main goal of the MIAD program is to give students as much exposure to professional application of the arts as possible while they are still in school. So we regularly partner with places like Harley-Davidson, Kohl's, Milwaukee Art Museum, as well as the many galleries and design firms in the Milwaukee area for students to get internships and jobs before graduation. We have a fantastic and intensive summer pre-college program for high school students. There are 2 different options within that. There is a 2-week core program or a 3-week advanced program. That 3-week advanced program also earns students some college credit, and that can be taken to any school, doesn't have to go to MIAD. Part of the application process also we're a free application through MIAD. It includes submitting a portfolio of about 10 to 20 images of a student's best artwork, whatever best means for them. We don't have any specific requirements of you have to have a landscape painting or a self-portrait. We just want the best reflection of a student's work as a creative mind. So my role as an admissions counselor is to help with portfolio development throughout that application process. The other component of the application is submitting a copy of high school transcripts. And it's really just those three things. So anything additional, test scores, recommendation letters, essays, those are optional. They help us get a better idea of who a student is, but they're not going to have any bearing on a student's acceptance necessarily, or their merit scholarship. So all students are awarded, all accepted students are awarded a merit scholarship that starts at $12,000 a year and will go up to full tuition just based on the GPA and their portfolio. A lot of information crammed into a small time frame, so I'm more than happy to answer any other questions. My email is just my first and last name at myed.edu, nicknaughty@myed.edu. Otherwise, thank you so much for listening to me, and I appreciate being here.
Thanks, Nick. Appreciate you too. Yeah, at this point, we'll be shuffling everyone back into breakout rooms. And again, if you'd like to be in a different room, just feel free to let us know in the chat for your room, and we will get you there. Any questions, technological or otherwise, before we do so? Hooray! You've all come back to us, so welcome. Hope you had some good discussions. I will keep us running on track here. And we are going to resume with the following colleges. We're going to start with Milwaukee School of Engineering, followed by Mount Mary University, Northland College, Ripon College, St. Norbert College, and Viterbo University. And just as an FYI, because we are not following that with another breakout room, any questions that come up during these reps presentations, I'll have a little time at the end for people to ask that in the general room, but you can also feel free to put questions for these representatives in the chat for them to answer as well. So with that said, let me pop this on the screen. Let's start from the beginning. Right. Sorry to give you all whiplash. All right, here we are with MSOE. So take it away, Maddie.
Hi, everyone. My name is Madeline or Maddie. My pronouns are she, her, and I am one of the admissions counselors at Milwaukee School of Engineering. I work with undergraduate students, so traditional students who are coming out of high school, but we also have a team who works with our transfer students, international students, and graduate students. MSOE is an engineering school, as the name does suggest. So we do have a number of different engineering majors. I know mechanical engineering is our most popular, but also some computers programs. So computer engineering, software engineering, biomedical engineering is another pretty interesting one. We also do have 5 different business majors. So there's accounting, finance, operations and systems management, marketing, and management, and also nursing. So lots of different majors, but they are really focused on science, especially our engineering ones. We do have a 4-year graduation guarantee. So with all of our programs, we do have it laid out so that students are able to graduate in 4 years, but also our financial aid allows students to take an extra 2 years if need be, whether maybe they want to take an internship one semester, have a lighter semester one semester. It's possible to graduate in 4 years, but also if they need to take some extra time, that's okay too. We are a pretty small school right in the heart of downtown Milwaukee. So about 2,800 students, 2,700 students. And one thing that's really nice about having a smaller school is we have that small student to faculty ratio, about 13:1. I always tell students that your freshman year, you're going to be taking some general classes like calculus, chemistry, and physics. But those classes will have a maximum of like 25, 30 students. Like I said, lots of different majors. We are a direct entry school, so with all of our majors, students are able to start taking major-specific classes their freshman year. That is something that makes us very special. And students are able to start getting internships their freshman year as well. I know internships are really popular, especially over the summer, because it gives students a chance to work with different companies either in the area. We're surrounded by lots of different companies, but they can also get internships anywhere across the country. We do also have a lot of numbers to back up that we're doing pretty well. So our really high graduation outcome rate, 96% overall, pretty high average starting salary as well. And we are in a number of top 10 lists for best engineering programs, best university, best specific engineering programs, and things like that. I think I'm good, Leah.
Sounds good. Cool. Thank you so much, Madeline. I will tee up Mount Mary.
Hi, everyone. My name is Rosa. I am one of 4 undergraduate admissions counselors at Mount Mary. I'm also the coordinator for our Grace Scholars Program, as well as an alum. Mount Mary University is located in Milwaukee, sort of within and surrounding Wauwatosa. We are a private, all-women's Catholic institution. Our current undergrad population is about 727 students, with a total of 1,300 with graduate students. That does make our average class size about 12. Sometimes classes range from 5 students to 25, so fairly small. Our student to faculty ratio is 10 to 1, so students really do get that one-on-one relationship with their professors. And as an alum, I can honestly attest to that. I've had great relationships with all my professors. As I said, we are a Catholic institution sponsored by the School Sisters of Notre Dame, but we do have 11 religions represented on campus, and we do have different areas on campus to accommodate those different religions as well. Our student population is 63% diverse, which we are proud of and are continuously adapting to in terms of clubs, organizations, and campus locations. Earlier in March, we actually opened up our multicultural center where student clubs and organizations can use for meetings, to study, to hang out in, and it's just a wonderful space that we upgraded. Trinity Woods is the newest addition to our campus. It is a living facility for single moms who are students at Mount Mary University, as well as housing for our School Sisters of Notre Dame. So we kind of have things going on between both Mount Mary students and our school sisters, like our new program, Sister to Sister, where they build a connection and just spend some time together, which is great. This year, we launched our new campaign, I Am, which is at the top, says I Am Mount Mary. This was created to encompass the identity of being a Mount Mary student. So you can kind of see that in all the advertisements and things around campus. Also new this year are 2 new programs. We launched our new exercise science program that has been popular within our athletes, and that was opened with our new gym fitness area on campus as well. And then we also have our new user experience design program. Recently announced for this upcoming school year is our 4+1 BBA and HR program that allows students to receive their MBA, whether it be in business administration generally or in the HR concentration, to receive it in 5 years. Other than that, our most popular majors are nursing, psychology, fashion, business, and occupational therapy. Our application for current juniors opens on July 1st and can be submitted online or through the Common App. Our application is free, and once that is completed and transcripts are sent in, we award all accepted students with an academic scholarship ranging from $1,500 to $20,000 per year. We also have 2 major scholarship programs. Our Caroline Scholarship is our full ride scholarship that is awarded to 6 women with a GPA of 3.5 or above. And our Grace Scholarship, which I'm the coordinator of, covers 85% of tuition for 30 students with a GPA below 3.5 and who live in the city of Milwaukee or West Milwaukee. And then lastly, we do have opportunities available for all high school students to visit Mount Mary and gain important skills as part of the Women's Leadership Institute. We have our Summer Leadership Academy where students stay on campus for about a week, get to know each other, all of our staff, and gain leadership skills and things like that. We also have Fashion Academy and other things kind of popping up here and there. That is all from me. Thank you. And please reach out if you have any questions at all.
Terrific. Thanks, Rosa. Passing it on to Northland.
Hi everyone, my name's Cale Adams and I'm an admissions counsellor at Northland College that works with first year students. So I'll just tell you a little bit about Northland College. So Northland College is a private liberal arts college that exists in northern Wisconsin in a town named Ashland. Ashland itself is right on the south shore of Lake Superior, about 40 minutes away from the border of Michigan and 75 minutes away from Duluth in Minnesota. Northland has approximately 600 students. We have a lot of the standard degrees that you can expect from a liberal arts college, but we have a particular emphasis on our environmental sciences, outdoor education, biology, and social justice programs. These emphases have emerged mainly because Northland is immersed in like the wilderness, surrounded by national parks, and we have an easy access to a large freshwater body of water. So this makes in-depth study of these fields accessible for the professors and students that go to Northland. As a result, there are a lot of classes that are held outside, with many opportunities to get in the field experience in these fields of study. Because the focus of Northland is on the environmental sciences, we also have a lot of sustainability projects on campus. So these can include our solar panels, our recycling center, our wind turbine, geothermal heating, and our water retention tank that prevents clay runoff into Lake Superior after heavy rainfall. Northland students in general are outgoing and enthusiastic, and a large percentage of them are interested in being outside and in the outdoors. And we are a great place for that. So the neighborhoods around us and the neighboring forestry provide a great place for outdoor activities such as, skiing, rock climbing, kayaking, hiking, and fishing. Additionally, Northland is a great place for students to double major in a practical manner, as we have 10 students for every one professor. Every admitted student is provided with financial aid. We are a Division III institution in terms of athletics. And we're also part of something called Eco League, which is our affiliation with 5 other colleges across the country that are environmentally focused as well. So this is a good opportunity for students to travel between colleges to get more experiences in certain fields and to experience different biomes too. So this could be very useful if a biology student wanted to study, say, a desert environment in Arizona or in Alaska. Lastly, we are available on the Common App, and we have a simple application through our website, and we are test optional. Yeah, that's about it from me.
Wonderful. Thanks so much. Now we have our rep from Ripon College.
Hi, everybody. I'm John Ingeman. I'm the Associate Director of Admission at Ripon College. So Ripon College, we're located in Ripon, Wisconsin, and not many people know where that is off the top of their heads. So what I like to say is we are in the positive Bermuda Triangle of Wisconsin. We are right in the middle between Green Bay, Milwaukee, Madison, so very easy to access. We're a small undergraduate institution. We have a 14-to-1 student to faculty ratio, average class size of about 20 students in a class. Lots of interesting programs, D3 athletics, fine art ensembles, student organizations, all of those great things that many colleges have, of course. But some of the things that I think really do set us apart, we have a very unique undergraduate curriculum. So we've done away with the traditional general education pathway. What we do is called Catalyst. So we have students take 5 required courses that focus on skill development instead of entry level, science, math, English. The goal of which is having students learn these valuable skills that'll hopefully make them use them, of course, during their college experience, but more importantly, 5, 10, 20, 30 years down the line. So Catalyst, we believe it's really innovative and different. We also have a 4-year graduation guarantee. So if students are passing their classes, they don't change their major, of course, as a second semester senior or something like that, we guarantee that they will graduate in a 4-year timeline. But if it is Ripon College's fault in any way that they could not graduate, we will pay for their 9th semester. Having students graduate in 4 years is really crucial for us. So that's our commitment to our students. Some of the exciting things, as you can see in my slide, we have some new campus projects underway. So hopefully within the next few weeks, we are going to be breaking ground on starting renovations to our science facilities and expanding those. One of the goals of which is introducing a new engineering program down the road. We're also going to be breaking ground on a new campus stadium. This stadium will be home for our football team and soccer teams, but also the goal of which it calling it a campus stadium versus an athletic stadium. We really want to use it for music events and social gatherings, and then also have the city of Ripon have access to this facility as well, so we can continue fostering our great relationship here in town. Also, this last fall, we welcomed a new president to campus. So in 2 weeks, we will be having our official inauguration. She wanted to wait until we had implemented our new strategic plan. So we were in the final stages of that. So she wants to be inaugurated and then unveil our new strategic plan to the community as her official launch as our new college president. Also, we are planning on launching a master's program in exercise science. So we will have our first graduate students on Ripon College's campus, hopefully starting next summer. So these are just a few of the exciting things that are happening on our campus. As you can see on my slide, I've included a QR code. So all of the information I've discussed, we have more in-depth articles that you can dive into if you do scan that QR code. And I'll post a link in the chat as well that would take you directly to that page too. So thank you, everybody.
Terrific. Thank you. Moving on to St. Norbert College.
Hello, my name is Danielle Walleen, and I am an admission counselor at St. Norbert College. We are located about 10 minutes outside of Green Bay in a small, close-knit community in De Pere. We are right on the bend of the river. So a few things about us. We are 98% residential, which means the majority of our students live on campus all 4 years. So they start out in that very typical freshman resident hall, and as they move up, the housing gets a lot nicer. So there are apartments with cathedral ceilings, fireplaces overlooking the river, and then we also own houses off campus. So they have that feeling of independence, but yet they're still a part of our St. Norbert housing community. So they work with our facilities departments instead of a tenant or a landlord, which is really beneficial for our students. We have over 80 different programs of studies. The top programs are business, education, the sciences, and psychology. We're always trying to improve our state-of-the-art facilities, which I'll have more to come on that in a few moments too. And we do have that 4-year guarantee as well as some of the other institutions do. With that being said, actually 12% of our students are able to graduate in about 3.5 years too. So that's just a testament to our students working hard and really the fact that we're able to progress our students through the curriculum in a manageable way for them. One thing that I want to touch base on as well is the fact, and we kind of spoke a little bit about this a lot in our breakout rooms, is the mental and emotional impact that our students are having and the difference in the populations that we have on campus now. At St. Norbert, we're really trying to meet the students where they're at. We have a lot of different programs that we are starting. Most recently, we are having a training for staff and faculty to really try to support our students a little bit more to assist in that emotional capacity that they're in as well. Some new things that we have happening on campus here is we're actually breaking ground this summer for our new business building. It's going to be state of the art and a lot of new things to come with that. And we're hoping to have it completed in 2025. We're also renovating Boyle Hall, which is one of our older buildings. So really bringing that one up to date is something that we're going to be doing here as well. Lastly, but surely not least, we are going to be welcoming our new president to campus in July. It is our 9th president and first female president of the college. Dr. Lori Joyner will be, like I said, joining us in July. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And last but not least, let's hear from Viterbo University.
Almost forgot my mic there. Hi, everyone. My name is Sierra Kruger. I am one of the admissions counselors over here at Viterbo University. So we are over on the west coast of Wisconsin, so we're kind of far away from the majority of the other private schools. So for a rough landmark, we're about 3.5 hours away from Milwaukee and about 2-ish hours from Madison. Still a safe driving distance for all students. So if anything were to come up, they would be able to get back home and be present with family if anything were to come up. So we are a 4-year Catholic Franciscan university. How that comes into play is with our kind of big overarching theme of
making sure all of our students are going to be ethical leaders by the end of their 4 years. So with that, we do have our 4-year graduation guarantee. We also have that more recent 100% placement rate. The past couple of years, we've been sitting at like a 99.7, really, really close, but we were able to bump it up this past semester, and we are very proud of all of our students and their accomplishments. Our average class size is about 16 students, though in some cases in our more popular majors, like our top 5 programs, which you can see on the slide, you might see a little closer to like 25 students in a class. We do have one lecture hall on campus that sits 150 students, though most of the time the only kind of major area that is using that space is going to be our nursing students or our pre-med students. We do have paid internship opportunities and additional research opportunities for our students. I know a student that I work very closely with. She is a senior PA student and spent the whole entire summer doing research, looking at cancer cells and how we can treat those with various kinds of viruses. So that was something she was able to be a part of and published prior to her graduation this fall or this spring. Um, then about 98% of our students do receive financial aid from all different areas. So definitely all of our students do receive at the point of admission between 10,000 to 16,000. The top award winner or the top award does equate to about half of the regular tuition price. Then in the new and noteworthy section, we do have the new update that we will be on the Common App starting this August. So our regular free application on our website will always be available starting on July 1st. And roughly once we get the materials that we need, so the online application and the transcripts from the student, we can turn around and have an answer of their admission in about a week. So all of that is fantastic. A new thing as well is going to be the Viterbo tuition promise for our Wisconsin students. So if students are Pell eligible, Viterbo will help meet their aid for the rest of however much they need. That's something that is very brand new to us, and Carrie, who you met earlier, is working very hard with that program. Some of our newer programs are going to be degrees within computer science, and then our brand new communication disorders and sciences, which will be launching and having its first semester this fall. So we're super excited to have that. And then in the near future, we will be implementing a master's program as well, but more to come on that in the future. And then we got a few new accreditations, our updated accreditations that we were waiting on. So we're very excited about those. And then our Hub for Student Success has been a huge asset to our students. I believe it's close to 90% of our students do use the Hub at various times in their career here at Viterbo, and we're very proud of them for seeking out those needs that they have. And then right now, let's see, we're also ranked #1 college town in Wisconsin in the greater La Crosse area. Here in La Crosse, we do have 2 other institutions, so students are not limited to just students here at our campus, but they also have students coming from across the world to the La Crosse community. So that together with our closeness to the Mississippi River and the Grandad's Bluffs, it's a great community to be a part of. A few more recent things that were not included in this slide because they are so new is going to be that our men's and women's soccer team will be joining the Chicagoland Conference starting this next school year. So we're very excited about that change. And then our Military Aligned Student Support Center is going to be in its 2nd year of having that Gold Star Military Friendliness ranking. So very great. And definitely years prior, we were still highly ranked, but these are 2 years back to back that we have been ranked with the Gold Star. If you do have any further questions, I know Grace's information was included with the Dreamers information, but if you need to reach out, feel free. I'll always be available.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Sierra, and thanks for closing us out. Okay, so thanks for listening to all these wonderful presentations. I know it's very hard to pitch an entire college or university within just a few minutes, but I think our reps do an awesome job every time. So let me make some last few closing announcements just to get us on the road to lunchtime. So first and foremost, we have an evaluation form that we've put together for this event. The form is kind of more geared towards our school counselors, pre-college advisors, and support staff that this event is for, but we also really encourage our reps to fill out the evaluation form as well. TC will put a link to that in our chat right now, and you can also find it in your agenda. If you'd like to take some time right about now while it's fresh, we'd really appreciate it. If you are a counselor or support staff, signal that there's a very special carrot/treasure at the end of the evaluation form. Once you finish, you'll have a link to the entire digital folder from today's event. So you'll be able to access all the contact information for each rep that spoke today. Many of the reps have shared special digital materials that you can access about their colleges, even beyond what they shared today. I'll also be including all the slides that were shared, as well as Carrie's presentation for financial aid is in that digital folder as well. You'll also find resources from Wisconsin's private colleges so that you or a colleague of yours can get on our mailing list to receive those guides. We also have this same event in person about 4 times every fall. We may also run another one next spring in spring 2024. Not sure if it'll be virtual or in person at that time, but we'll definitely do more in-person versions of these in the fall. So make sure to keep coming to those because we always have great updates from our private colleges and opportunities to connect with them. Before we break or before you start filling out those evaluations, I also want to make some space here if anyone has any lingering questions for any of our representatives today that they didn't get a chance to ask. Okay. No worries. You can always contact them one-on-one. Please make sure to fill out that evaluation form and we will keep this room open if anyone wants to hang out and ask a question. And again, thank you so much from the bottom of our hearts for attending today. We really appreciate everyone giving their time. Our reps and our counselors, thank you so much for connecting with us today. So have a great rest of your day, everyone.